Welcome back, friends, to my architectural photography channel, and in this video let's talk a little more about making money as an architectural photographer. If you want to be successful in this game, it doesn't come down primarily to understanding all your camera settings and your gear. It's more about understanding business principles. And I'll be honest, licensing, which seems quite a daunting topic, is actually the #1 thing that has actually elevated my income as an architectural photographer, and I really want to help you guys understand the principles around it so that you can move beyond just setting a flat fee, whatever that may be, to a more growth-oriented pricing structure. So currently in Lightroom at the moment I have 7 images, which is about $1,000 of additional income from a job that I shot quite a long time ago, and I need to get these images back to a client pronto to actually secure that paycheck. And let me tell you what happened. And it's quite interesting how this opportunity came about, but by no means is it a rare or isolated incident. It happens all the time. So there I was about 6 months ago photographing a beautiful kitchen for the kitchen designer. Now the lady whose home this is not only owns the kitchen manufacturing company, but she also owns a glass manufacturing company where they print murals and graphics onto glass where it can then be displayed in the home. Now while I was there, she said to me, "Anthony, could you actually photograph some of the other aspects of the home so that I can have on record for our website, maybe some award entries?" She wasn't quite sure at that point, but wanted to document the space because there were some really great examples of this glass product in the home. Now, if I didn't have my solid pricing structure in place where I'm licensing the images along with that initial shoot fee, it would have been a really difficult conversation to have where I'd have to think on the spot of a price that would actually cover this additional work, and I may underprice, I may overprice, could be quite difficult. So by having the pricing structure that we've discussed in the past, that breaks down to an initial shoot fee that's going to cover your basic expenses and what you want to clear as an absolute minimum from going to do the job, and then a per image rate on top of that, and those numbers are going to depend on your market and where you feel comfortable setting those rates. But the bottom line is both me and the client are on the same page that any additional photos that I'm getting from that shoot, she is going to be paying me per image. Now this was one of those jobs where, I'll be honest, I was a little bit frustrated afterwards because I presented all of the proofs back to the client and they only chose the kitchen photos. All of the shots that I'd done, including the glass around the rest of the home, nothing had been picked. So there I was thinking I'd shot myself in the foot, done this additional work for nothing. My base shoot fee, which was my minimum to cover going and capturing the kitchen, that hadn't changed. I'd done some additional work, probably about an hour and a half extra on site, and currently I wasn't being paid for any of that. And so that was an example where that system that we're talking about potentially was going to fall down and I'd sold myself short. But I just needed to have faith in the system because let's spin the clock forward 6 months to now. I get an email from that client saying, "Anthony, there are awards coming up where I want to showcase this work. Here's the list of the additional photos that I want. How quickly can you get them back to me?" So 6 months on from shooting and clearing around $2,000 for doing the kitchen, I'm now clearing another $1,000 from the same job that I thought I was not going to be being paid for, and I need to do a very quick turnaround on those photos. So a couple of things for you. If you want to learn more about this side of licensing, it's such an in-depth topic that's very hard to cover in YouTube videos, and a guy actually reached out to me with a program he's put together. So it's not my program, nothing to do with me, but I've looked at it and it is so in-depth, covering the principles that I've spoken about, and will clarify a lot of the questions that you guys have been asking me. So I'll put a link to that in the description. And I know from my personal experience running an architectural photography business where I incorporate this licensing model, just how profitable it can be. So this will absolutely pay for itself. So check it out in the link in the description below. And if you would like to see how I get these photos that look pretty shabby straight out of camera, you know, just the raw unedited photo, and get it back to my client very quickly, which is what I need to do right now, check out that video just there because I'll cover that approach in that video. Now you've got the background story behind the shoot. Let's go edit those photos over in that video. I'll see you over there.